El Grande has friends.
Cena has some news.
Ooh, and Reigns gets put through a table. Hello, welcome to Wrestle MSX, the best wrestling channel you've never heard of. I'm Michael.
I'm Sally.
And we begin with Roman Reigns heading towards the ring looking for Jacob Fatu. When he gets to Gorilla, Adam Pearce tells him he's not here, with Seth Rollins then appearing behind Reigns. The pair exchange glances, with Seth then telling Reigns he's in his way. Seth then heads to the ring, but doesn't make it as he's attacked by Bron Breakker, which should have happened last week instead of inviting him out. Anyway, the pair are eventually broken up, but Breakker lands one more spear before heading up the rampway. Now, there's just something I want to add here. So Reigns has pulled up in the car.
Yeah.
He exits, and then Adam Pearce is there, and they have a little chat. And as they're walking towards Gorilla, they pass some backstage equipment. And it's here that Reigns picks up his title. It was just on the equipment, and then obviously he puts it over his shoulder. Now, why wasn't it with him in the car? This is the heavyweight title. This is the world heavyweight champion of the world. Why is he getting out of the car, having a chat, walking to Gorilla, and then grabbing his title from some equipment and then putting it over? No, that for me is completely wrong. It should have been with him in the car. Now, whoever set that up,
I don't know
has
why.
got it completely wrong. He should have had it in the car. Yes, we know they don't carry it around all the time, but that's not the point. He should have had it in the car and exited the car with it, either over his shoulder, round his waist, round his face if he wants to. But why is he walking to Gorilla and then picking it up off some equipment? That is a faux pas in my books.
Yeah,
completely messed that up. Well done, WWE. You want some script writers?
We then cut to the Judgment Day clubhouse where Liv says they don't have to worry about Vakir anymore as she's injured.
Which I think we alluded to.
Yeah.
And that's why they did what they did.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you. Before turning to Roxanne Perez and asking why Finn was in the clubhouse last week. Perez says she doesn't know. He's delusional. With Liv then saying JD's going to take care of him tonight. Liv asks Perez why she didn't tell her, with Perez saying she made it clear to Finn not to come back and that she's loyal to the Judgment Day. Liv believes in her and makes her promise not to keep any more secrets from the family. Roxy promises, everyone leaves, and it's then we see Perez looking shifty.
Oh dear. First up, Finn Bálor versus JD McDonagh. Dom, obviously, at ringside. At the start of the match, Michael Cole speaks for us all when he says he thought this was all over. Anyway, Dom is up to his old tricks and trips Bálor when the ref's not looking, with Perez then heading out. The rest of the Judgment Day then head out and stand at ringside.
Dom gets on the apron, distracting Finn, allowing JD to get a 2-count roll-up, and then another 2 off a Spanish fly, with Bálor more or less landing on the top of his head. Bálor then goes high, with Dom knocking the rope, but the ref sees it, so ejects him.
Oh, good. Liv then gets on the apron, distracting the ref, and tosses Perez the bell hammer, which must have been obtained during the break. Perez then hits Bálor with it as he steps onto the apron, with JD then headbutting the Irishman before covering for the 1, 2, 3. Now, I thought this was all done, but clearly we're still going with it.
Yeah, because he's had the match against JD already.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah? No? We then cut backstage with Jackie Redmond asking Seth if he's going to be okay for Backlash. He says he will be before warning Breakker, if you take your chances, you better be able to finish the job. I ain't dead yet.
We replay Fatu and Reigns from last week, with Michael Cole then telling us the history of the Tongan Death Grip and just how devastating that move is. We then cut to the vision with Logan Paul telling Heyman he wants Joe Hendry after last week's interaction. Heyman says no, reiterates that Brock Lesnar retired on him, and then adds if Logan gets his hands on Hendry, he'll end up in jail. So it's going to be Theory against Hendry instead. Theory tells Paul to relax, with Breakker saying they're going to get them all.
Next up, Penta and Javon Evans against Rusev and Ethan, the Librarian Page.
You got it.
Penta lands his corner headstand with Rusev, then taking twin super kicks. Page then suffers a Penta driver but kicks out on 2. Rusev then takes himself out on the ring steps with Penta then landing a backstabber to Page. A springboard clothesline nets Evans a 2 on Page with Penta then matching that with a springboard tornado DDT.
The fight then heads outside where Rusev uranogis Penta onto the announcer's desk, basically rock bottoms him, before throwing him back into the ring. Page is there waiting and finishes Penta with a fisherman's buster suplex into cover for the 1, 2, 3. Now I was specifically watching Page tonight, and apart from that fisherman's buster suplex, he doesn't do a lot. Now, I didn't watch him in NXT, and there might be some fans out there, and people might absolutely love him. But I've not seen him do anything exciting yet. He went for 3, what's his finisher? Something, spinning grin.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Spin grin.
They kept saying it, but
They
I can't
kept saying
remember what it's
3
called.
times he went for it, 3 times he failed it. But the point is, he's not doing anything. He's punching and kicking, and that's not wrestling.
Clearly not a fan.
Mm-mm.
We then have John Cena selling us Club WWE before we see Sol Ruca walking through backstage. More importantly, in the background we see Theory talking with Dupree again. Even if he does recruit her, how's Heyman going to take her?
Well, I don't know. Unless he's stalking her. I mean, I don't know. We then have Sol Ruca sign up for Raw, but not quite, as she's interrupted by Becky Lynch. She goes off on Pearce, saying this time was allotted to her, with Ruca then interrupting her, asking if she's done. Sol recognises Becky's achievements and then says she's exactly like everyone says that she is. Rude, big-headed, and a pitch. And it's not just her saying it.
Sol then signs the contract and tells Lynch if she ever interrupts her again, she'll kick her ass and snatch her soul. Becky lashes out but hits Pearce instead. Ruca then lands the soul snatcher before acknowledging the crowd. She did slip on the rope when she attempted this, but she managed to kind of sort herself
She did
out.
slip. But I just want to say, so let's just take Ethan Page and Sol Ruca as the same. They've both come from NXT.
Yes.
Right, and already Sol Ruca's up here. She's been on the mic, she's had some matches, she's actually done stuff. She didn't need to be introduced.
She's actually done a finisher.
She does her own thing. No, Ethan Page did it last week.
Oh, okay.
But you see the difference. I knew neither of them, but already Sol Ruca is like, yeah, I want to see what she's got to do.
Fair, yeah.
We then see the Usos backstage and being pestered by Jackie Redmond. She asks them how they're feeling ahead of the contract signing between Reigns and Fatu, with Jimmy saying it's a big night and they have a lot of love for Jacob. But Jacob needs to understand how the OTC does business. Redmond then asks if they're conflicted, with Jay saying no. Jay then wishes Jacob luck, because at Backlash he's going to find out who he's messing with.
Joe Hendry versus Austin Theory is up next. Joe gives us a sing-song about Logan Paul, with he and Theory then heading out. Paul goes off on Hendry, with Theory then charging the ring and starting the match. It's mainly Theory, with Hendry then catching Austin and fall away slamming him. This sends Theory from the ring, with Paul then entering the ring and beating up Joe. The ref calls for the bell, but it was all a prelude for what is about to come.
As the Vision beat on Hendry, out come the Profits for the save. But as they lay waste to Paul and Theory, Bron Breakker comes out and saves them. He then sets up to spear Dawkins, but is attacked by Rollins. The pair end up in the ring, where Rollins gets distracted by a flying forward, which then in turn allows Breakker to spear him. It's a good job Breakker and Seth is set for Backlash. Because as I said to you otherwise, this would have been a 6-man tag.
Oh yeah, we don't need that.
No.
We then head backstage, where Jackie Redmond asks the Judgment Day what's for them moving forward. Getting all the gold, replies Morgan, with Rodriguez then speaking directly to the women's tag champs, Brie and Paige.
Not Ethan.
No, and asking them to come to Raw. She's then interrupted by Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, with Bayley asking if they can get anything done on their own. Lyra asks if they think they're gonna forget what they did to them last week, with Morgan saying families help one another out before they head off.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, I forgot what they did last week. So.
Yeah.
Oba Femi heads out next, declares that Oba Femi Open Challenge will now begin,
Nice.
and is then met with the Alpha Academy. Tozawa steps up first, realises just how big Oba is, and then backs down, passing the torch to Otis, which I think we alluded to Otis.
Oh yeah, I did say Otis, yeah.
Shoulder tackles are exchanged, with Femi then knocking Otis down with his running, spinning uppercut. Oba then throws Otis, kinda, before landing a fall from Grace and cover for 3. So I think Femi knew he couldn't lift Otis, so he put him on the middle rope, got between his legs, and then obviously landed the move because Otis is a big boy.
He is indeed. Backstage, Seth and the Profits cross paths, with Seth sarcastically thanking Ford for distracting him, which allowed Breakker to hit him with a spear. Ford says no one trusts Seth, with Seth then saying they're all fighting the same fight, the Vision. Seth then proposes they stay out of each other's way.
See, I was worried then, because when Seth said they're all fighting the same fight, I thought, no, we don't
tag.
want Seth and the Profits against the Vision.
It will probably happen at some point.
More than likely. We then have a sit-down discussion between Iyo Sky and Asuka. Now, for me, I am not interested in this whatsoever. I know people love it, but I'm just fed up of Sky and Asuka. I find them boring. Sky says Asuka was her mentor and that she still respects her. Asuka says she's disrespectful. This Iyo is her biggest disappointment. And at Backlash, she's going to cut her out of her life for good. Sky says she's ready for Asuka, with the pair then coming in closer. Asuka then missed Sky and laughs while Pearce goes berserk. I'm hoping this is going to finish a Backlash.
Yeah,
I have just no interest in this at all.
Fair. We then see the Creeds put El Grande Americano through a table at the contract signing of the Mask versus Mask match in AAA, before seeing El Grande Americano backstage being interviewed by Jackie Redmond. He's thankful he has backup now, saying they've probably taken inspiration from a close personal friend of his, Chad Gable.
So they do know one another.
Yes, who's still sidelined with an injury.
So, to the last match of the night and the main event of the evening, a trios match between El Grande Americano, Bruno and Julio, and El Grande Americano, Rayo and Bravo. Chadador pulls off a nice double German suplex to Rayo and Bravo, with Bravo there getting 2 off a top rope splash. El Grande gets the win in the end though by landing a top rope headbutt to Bravo and covering for 3. For those keeping score, Gable got the victory.
Thank you, I was lost. We then learn that John Cena will be at Backlash with some history-making news.
Now, you think it will be to do with the WWE club.
Yeah.
Whereas I think he's making a comeback.
No chance at all, and he's pushing that club WWE, so it's just got to be something to do with that. No.
Making a comeback.
No. So now, the last section of RAW, the contract signing between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu. Reigns asks the crowd for acknowledgement, which they duly do, with Reigns then telling Jacob that that is the sound of respect. Reigns then says he brought Solo in, ergo, he brought him in.
Nice Latin.
He then demands respect from Fatu. Reigns says you only bring the Tongan Death Grip out when it's 3 a.m. and you're in a bar surrounded 8 to 1. You don't do that to family or your tribal chief.
Fatu says he's desperate and had no choice, and he's going to put a chokehold on this game and squeeze out every dollar and cent, just the way this company has been doing this family for years. Fatu says he's desperate to do anything for his household, with Reigns then signing the contract.
Reigns then says Jacob's concerned about his household while he's been here for over a decade grinding for multiple households. Jacob's worried about 7 kids, whereas he's worried about 170 kids that fulfill their family.
Yeah, he's got a lot of kids,
He
hasn't
hasn't he? Fatu's worried about higher education. Reigns is worried about generation after generation of higher education because he's the one that can do that.
He then tells Fatu the company wants to do business with him, adding it's all his, the ring is his, and in the family they're equals. But the ring, Fatu's beneath him. Fatu snaps and attacks Reigns, with Reigns fighting him off. The Tongan Death Grip is applied, but not properly locked in as Reigns gets out of it, only for it to be applied again when Reigns goes for a Superman punch.
Fatu then slams Reigns through the table in the ring, signs the contract, and exits. As he rolls out the ring, he takes out the cameraman, with Raw then going off the air as we look upon a dazed Reigns.
I tell you what, I am looking forward to Fatu and Reigns because, as I've said before, and what was something else we did, I think Fatu's going to bring an intensity, and I'm not necessarily thinking that Reigns has dealt with that before. I mean, I'm not saying other wrestlers aren't intense, but with Punk it was going to be a wrestling match.
Yeah.
With Lesnar, it was going to be, I'm going to toss you around a bit. I'm going to hit you with about 10
It's
suplexes.
going to be a couple of minutes,
And then I'm going to drive a tractor down to the ring and tip the ring up a little bit. But with this, I can just see... I don't know, I'm not saying Reigns has never fought anybody like this, and he's not been in intense matches, but I can just... It's the ferocity that Fatu's going to come at him. And it's not going to be suplex after, it's going to be different things. It's going to be the hip attack. Which amazes me how they get up from that hip attack, because if it was real... it would bloody knock you out, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Well, like, you would not be getting up from that.
No.
But, I am actually looking forward to it. Anyway, forget that. Now for Michael's moment of the night. This could be a match, a line. I've got that wrong. Something funny, interesting, quirky, different, even though I read this every week. Just something that catches my eye. Obviously, it has to wait until the end, because if I do it halfway through it, something happens at the end. It's kind of a spoiler. So, Michael's moment of the night. It's probably the tornado DDT from Penta off the middle rope. I've not had one in for a while. There was nothing else that was amazing. The promo at the end from Reigns wasn't bad. He did slip on a few words, but the message was good. Driving home what he's done for the family.
Yeah.
Just in case you're not sure, he's basically saying to Jacob, I've done this for the family, you're just concerned about yourself.
Yeah.
That is the message.
Now, if you have your own thoughts or views that you would like to share with us, then please do, and leave them in the comment section just down below. Also, don't forget to go and check out our Musings video, where we talk more about what's happened in this week in WWE, with the new one dropping every
time. Cena has some history-making news.
Wednesday.
Anyway, enough about that. Thank you, as always, for watching. Don't forget to like what we do if you do, and if you don't mind, drop us a subscribe.
And we'll see you Wednesday for a look at this past week in WWE, our predictions for Backlash on Thursday, and Saturday when we take a look at SmackDown.